Hi everyone and welcome. So today what we're just going to talk about is what we want to do is we want to point out this area here that we have here. And so it's a gully area and it's all silt. This is river silt here, the whole lot is river silt, and to give you an idea of it is it's just river silt. So what we want to do is we want to point it out with Galangal Ginger and Taro. So what we did was I went out and I bought a whole heap of taros and ginger, and most of the taros I bought, I think I paid $2 each for them. They were all this size, so they all had one leaf on them and this side. Now what we've got is that they're all growing a little bit different in as far as their height, and what they're doing is growing different, but that's because difference in the soils and moisture in this area. We don't have water in here, so it relies on the shade of these trees here. The big trees here is that most of the day this is in shade, but it does get some afternoon sun and some morning sun. So the ginger, I bought a couple pots of Galangal ginger, and I've split them up, and these gingers in here are from 3 pots, so we got 3 150ml pots with ginger in them, and then all the rest are the taros. So we need to get the pups off the taro to get the quantity that we need, and we need to get the Galangal ginger, so we need to get the ginger root, and so that enough ginger root so that we can plant this out. And I think what we planted here is enough to get that once this grows. So this here has been in here for I think about 8 weeks, so it's all come along quite okay. So these ones here, these are a red taro, and that's a white taro, so they were all the same size. These ones here are just a little bit further down the hill, but they were the same size. All the taros were the same size. It's just the water is flowing down the hill over to those ones here, or the moisture is in the soil on that side of the hill better than it is up here. So they've really taken off over there. The ginger, we're really impressed with the Galangal ginger. We think it's a better ginger than the other gingers. And we think that it's a healthier ginger. So they were all just little, we split apart the ginger into root and then just planted them out. But it just gives show a little bit of difference in how these ones here are growing and how these ones are growing. And the further you get out into the sun, almost down that way there, the smaller they get. But they seem to really love the shade area and just over the bank there. So why we want to plant this out is because this is really, really fertile soil, but it does flood. But both the ginger and the taro love the water. So if we can have our garden beds, our beds out there in such a fashion that we don't lose them, then we'll be pretty happy with that. The reason we were looking at this as an alternative crop to the moringa is, again, the taro leaf, the ginger, the Galangal ginger and the Galangal leaf are all very healthy for you. You don't take my word for it, you can just go and read about them anywhere that you want to. So we've just put them in here because we wanted this as to get our stock from. So this is what we're getting our stock from. And we're very happy with how they're going at the moment. Especially the Galangal Ginger is just looking so healthy here. There's no chemicals at all used here at all. There's nothing, no chemical fertilizers, no chemicals at all have been used in this area. And the only thing is, you wouldn't believe it, this is how good this is. I slashed that back 5 days ago. So that grass is 5 days growth, to give you an idea of how quickly this here is growing. So it's already knee high or taller in 5 days. You can see that's my knee. So it's growing really good. Next door to us is a hay farm on the other side of that little ridge there. That's a hay farm. He harvested that hay there about 2.5 weeks ago. So there's something like 14 days extra growth up there to here, and this is twice as tall as that. So we have no problems with the with how good this soil is. It's only the matter of what we can keep in here, and that's why I think that our taro and our Galangal Ginger will do quite well here. As you can see, we haven't got water on this, so, and we've had some 36, 37 degree days here where it's been really, really hot, but there's enough moisture in the soil under the trees here to keep them going, and we're pretty impressed with that. There's someone said on a video, they said, and I was watching them, and they said the best thing about growing new crops is just do something small first and learn about it and see what happens and see how it grows and see what's going to happen to the plants and where your mistakes are and what mistakes you'll make. So here we haven't got much money invested in this. With our moringa, we put 3,500 plants in the ground up there, and then we had the floods come, we lost a lot. So that was a big learning curve to do things small, or just a little bit at a time, until you get to know what the tree or what you're planting is going to do, and how it handles your ground, how it handles your humidity, and how it handles where you are. Because my farm's not the same as the farm across the road, or the farm up the road, or the farm 10 kilometres from here. We have different weather, we have different soil, we have different requirements in the soil, and the plants will grow different because there's different sunlight, different wind, different everything. So everything is a learning curve, and so we're really happy with how this is going, and it's a slow learning for us to get it right, but everything here is looking really healthy. So these guys here, 6 or 8 weeks old, and they just shot out of the ground like a bazooka. They're just coming up really good. Those guys over there, just really impressed with them. And but we do need the pups off them. The red taro is more for the leaves, because these red taro ones, the leaves are sold in the markets more than the taro bulb itself. But the taro bulb is still a valuable thing. But we want to get the pups off them and get them growing, and it's the same with the Galangal. We need that to get the stock, to get that grown. It's pretty hard to get ginger stock in Australia. A lot of growers keep their stock. It's a closed market, or more or less. They call it the mafia market in Australia with ginger. Several big farmers own the sort of manage the whole lot. But anyhow, I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update of how this is going. Cheers.